I don't think the 11.5 point spread is what the schedule makers had in mind when they pinned the Chiefs against the Commanders on Monday Night Football. But fortunately for us, the bets don't stop flowing. Hey, Dave Loughren here. We got Monday Night Football to close out Week 8. As always, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Goes a long way. If it's helped you along the way, appreciate you in advance. And, of course, leave a comment down below. Let me know where you're going for this game, specifically on the side. Commanders on the road, 11.5 point dogs against the Chiefs. I think this is a tougher game. Now, on the surface, most of you, and don't worry, we got a 50% super boost coming up. Make sure to stick around. 3 individual props that we're going to bet actually separately, but we're also going to mix them into a same game parlay. So just be careful with your unit allocation here. But as far as the side goes, I think a lot of people would look at this and just immediately say, hey, Chiefs minus 11.5, easy work, right? And on the surface, yeah, obviously that looks like the case. They are the far superior team on all fronts, right? Even though you get Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin back for the Commanders, no Jaden Daniels completely neuters this offense. Not to mention, even with Jaden Daniels out there this year, he clearly, and this is not necessarily his fault, right? It's we'll call it the sophomore slump. You call it whatever you want. He's taken a bit of a step back. And it hasn't been that same dominant offense that we saw over the course of his rookie year. Also, Terry McLaurin's been out. Deebo Samuel's been out. He hasn't had, his full arsenal at his disposal that we've seen or that we saw most of last year. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's just, you're not going to criticize Jaden Daniels, but the fact is he's out. And you've got Marcus Mariota, who, look, is he an okay backup? Sure. But he's not even in the same stratosphere as Jaden Daniels. And then you've got a Kansas City team, right? They're laying 11.5 here. Why? Well, 2 reasons. One, you get Rashee Rice back last week. The guy only plays 41 snaps in a blowout, runs 19 routes, but is targeted on 9 of them. 9 of them. Okay? You're talking there 50% targets per route run, which is just stupid. You still have Xavier Worthy. Hell, Hollywood Brown, Brashard Smith that they're using out of the backfield. And Isaiah Pacheco's finally getting things going. Oh, yeah, and you have Travis Kelce as well. But that's not even the biggest thing. Like, Patrick Mahomes has been spectacular this year. His rushing upside is at another level. Now he's got his full allotment of weapons on the offense. But what about the defense, right? This might be the best secondary in all of football. An elite shutdown corner in Trent McDuffie. Everybody on this defense is good. Everybody. From the line to just across the board. So you have to ask yourself, like, if Washington figures out a way to slow down this Kansas City defense early on, keep that in mind, early on, for when we get to this same game parlay later on Bet365. What about their own offense? McDuffie's capable of erasing players, and they're going to get pressure on Marcus Mariota. They're in for a long ride to and from Arrowhead Stadium. So I lean Chiefs minus 11.5 here, but I have not bet that. I actually have something I like more. I don't love the idea of laying 11.5 in primetime. Does it make sense? Like, on paper, is Chiefs minus 11 the play? Yeah, but you know what? I always tell you guys straight up, if there's a spot that I'm not betting, I'm going to give you the information I have. I'm going to give you my read on it. You can make your own decision. But at the end of the day, this is just not a spot, the full game spread that I want to bet. I do have something in a second, and we'll get to that right now. Let's get to our Bet365 50% super boost. Now, I'm going to give you 3 individual props. I already bet all of these. Well, one of them's a second half spread, actually. But I bet all of these separately already. All of them are on tails. And yes, the truth is, I'm getting a better line there oftentimes than you're going to get when you watch this video. I don't do that intentionally, but sometimes I put these out the night before. Oftentimes I put them out days before over on tails. But here's the good news. All of my picks all season long are free over on tails. That simple as that. They're all 100% free. The link is in the description. If you click that and just follow me, you can turn on notifications to pop up the bets whenever they come through. You're going to get in on the best line every single time. I mean, we grabbed Jalen Noel at 30.5 receiving yards. That ended up going up to like 37.5. Didn't matter, right? Because he crushed that for us. We hit the Woody Marks 40-yard ladder prop posted exclusively on tails. We hit that in the first quarter at plus 500. And we hit the Alvin Kamara in the first 2 quarters as well on the receiving. We could have had an insane day yesterday because we had the 3-leg parlay, Ravens covered, and then you got the cover on the Patriots. Pittsburgh, we needed the cover, and they looked great going into the 3rd quarter, and they killed us. But still, a wonderful day anyway. If you're not following me over on Tails, everything is free. There's no credit card. You create a free account. Come follow me and everybody else over there. And all of my picks, like I said, for every video, go there first. And for a lot of them, I never post them to a video. They only go on Tails. So come hit me up. But yeah, first one I want to go with is Brashard Smith over 15.5 receiving yards. Now, what I would do, I got it on Bet365 at 15.5 minus 110. At this point, I'd probably just take the over 16.5 at minus 110 on DraftKings instead of paying the minus 130 or minus 145 in other books on the 15.5. But I like this spot. He's not getting a ton of snaps, but whenever Brashard Smith is out there, they just use this guy. It doesn't matter. They simply use him all the time when he's out there. He's been targeted on 58% of routes run over the last 4 games. And even last week, right, even before the blowout, even with Rashee Rice back, you saw Brashard Smith get 5 targets in that game. So he's used. I think this is just one of those spots where they say, hey, you're not going to play 60% of snaps ever. Pacheco's still going to dominate the work on the ground. But you've seen Kareem Hunt get phased out often recently too. And over the last 4 weeks, Brashard Smith has 16 targets. Pacheco and Hunt combined have 10. So what does that tell you? It looks like a good spot to me. Add that in. I bet that is a straight, and I'm going to throw it into the parlay. The parlay is going to be a small one, okay? My limits are $20 over on Bet365 anyway for these. But make sure if you're betting all of them straight that your parlay is small so you're not overexposed to any of these spots. Number 2, Jeremy McNichols over 10.5 receiving. So we're going over receiving on both running backs here. The reason for this is quite simple. You know, Marcus Mariota is going to have a tough time getting the ball to McLaurin, getting the ball to Debo. They'll probably do it to Debo in the flat and stuff, but there's 2 things here. One, the corners are just excellent for Kansas City. And it's not like Marcus Mariota is some, pinpoint accuracy passer. He's not a quality gunslinger. And you don't really have guys that can go up and get every single ball. Like, they're not behemoths out there, whereas other teams, you can just throw it to Jamar Chase and he'll come down with it. So I think McNichols, who is a superior pass blocker than Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, I think that comes in handy this week. They don't use Chris Rodriguez in the passing game. Krosky-Merritt's used sparingly in the passing game. And McNichols is the type of guy that could see a good handful, 3-4 targets in this spot, and we just need him to break one for 11 yards, and we'd be clear. Now, the final one here, and I'll throw the parlay up on the screen right now so you can see it because I bet it already, is going to be Chiefs minus 4.5 in the second half. Now, you might be saying, why 4.5 in the second half? You know why? Because these primetime games oftentimes, and again, leave a comment down below, guys. Let me know how you think this game plays out. Because if you see it differently, don't bet the Chiefs minus 4.5. Maybe you bet the full game and you think they take their foot off the gas in the second half. Totally reasonable. And by the way, if Bet365, where we're betting this, if you're not there yet, link is in the description. You're getting $200 in bonus bets when you sign up with that link. Deposit $10 and bet 5. Literally all you have to do. If your bet loses or wins, it makes no difference. The moment it settles, you look at your account, you go, oh, I have $200 that I didn't have before. So use that link, deposit 10, bet 5, and grab your 200 in bonus bets. 21 years or older to gamble. Gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. But yeah, I think this could be one of those spots where Dan Quinn's team comes out early and they compete. Similar to what we saw with the Steelers, unfortunately, yesterday. They come out early, they compete, and they get their doors blown off in the second half. The Chiefs are just such a far superior team that you can only hold on for so long if you're the Commanders in a spot like this. At least that's the way it feels to me. I don't see this being a 31-0 game with the Raiders last week where they just emptied the bench in the second half or in the fourth quarter. But I could see this being a game where it stays relatively competitive early on and then the Chiefs pull away late. Or the Chiefs just dominate both halves. Or you know what? Maybe the Commanders hang tight all game. It's entirely possible. But this is the way I want to bet it. Chiefs minus 4.5 in the second half. McNichols over 10.5 receiving. And then we'll go Brashard Smith over 15.5 receiving simply because of the insane targets per route run that he sees when he is on the field. Let me know your guys' favorite plays down below. Tailing, fading, whatever it may be. I appreciate you for watching. Come hit me up over on Tails. Again, everything's free and everything is always early before the lines move. I will see you back here tomorrow. Picks for every game. Bye-bye.